death-defying life I lead, I take my chances.
Welcome to our second show here on Travel with Wiseguy, where we're interviewing other YouTubers and talking about some other things. So we're going to go get right into the interview with Kyle from Geography King. So here we go. Well, Kyle, thanks for joining me here on our second version of this show. I want to start by reading the kind of about information on your YouTube channel. Instead of maybe just asking you all about it, I'll just read this and see how accurate it is. It says, It's obviously, the channel is Geography King, and it says, if you want the best information on U.S. geography and cross-country road tripping, this is a channel for you. On this channel, you'll see videos that compare and contrast various places in the United States, ranking the best and worst cities and states in different categories, and profiles of individual cities and states. Also on this channel are videos about the best ways to road trip, the best places to see for short trips, for short visits, and general travel info from a nerdy perspective. I like that part. I've been on more than 20 cross-country road trips this century and have learned a lot through the years. That's kind of the bulk of the video, or of the channel description. And you've got over 240,000 subscribers, which is incredible. You've released 252 videos and now have over 31 million views.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It looks like you started around 7 years ago. What's your background and how did you get started in YouTube?
Well, I've studied geography my whole life. So even when I was a little kid, I would read maps and atlases and just kind of be interested in learning about places. Studied geography in college, and then just out of college, I specialized in climatology. So I started off working in national disaster preparedness in South Carolina. Excuse me. I was at University of South Carolina, and then I was doing hurricane response preparedness and just evacuation kind of stuff. And then, moved on from there, and then eventually got to the point where I had a job I liked, but I got laid off. I was bored, needed something to do, started a YouTube channel. That's kind of how it started. Just me just talking about road trips I'd been on, just showing, talking about geography stuff, just stuff I enjoy talking about. And it just took off from there. I see those numbers of the subscribers and views. I can't believe it. So it's been really cool. Yeah, it's been 7 years. That's a long time to be posting videos.
I can remember being a kid on road trips with my family, and we had the Atlas, and I was kind of bored to death in the back seat. For these long drives, we would take family vacations. But the one thing is looking at the Atlas and looking at the geography, or the states and the cities and the weird names of different places. How early on do you remember being fascinated by, geography?
I was pretty young. I was probably 5, 6 years old with my dad's Atlas. It was one of those big, Rand McNally full-size ones, and I would just be on my stomach on the ground reading it. And so I was pretty young. It's probably, single-digit age when I knew all the countries and the capitals and all that kind of stuff. So I just took off from there, just learning the basic stuff at first, and then moving on to learning about the cultures and transport and just, all kinds of stuff like that.
How do you get ideas, for the videos you make?
I keep a spreadsheet of just the topics. When I come up with one, so if I think of something that's interesting, I'll write it down if I'm at the desk, or I'll just type it into my phone if I'm out somewhere. So I just, just depends on something that comes to my mind. As far as filming in person, I do like doing that, but I kind of cringe sometimes. I don't want to be the selfie stick guy going through the crowded areas. And I don't know. I would like to do stuff in person just from a visual standpoint, but it's tough for me to, from a personal, just to get in there and be that person in the crowds with the camera. It's just, I don't know. But I do have intentions of doing that in the near future, because I got some big international trips coming up. So I want to do stuff in person for the international trips. So excited about that for sure.
Recently you did a series about the definitive ranking of the states, from 50 all the way to 1, which I watched every minute of and thought that was fascinating. That had to take a long time and a lot of research to put that series together.
Yeah, I was working on it for a few months. So I normally just do one video at a time, but for a few months I was doing whatever video, and then part of that one just kind of as it went along. So yeah, it was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. I like doing things from a little different angle than everyone has done a ranking of the states, but I like to do it a little bit little bit differently.
One of your recent videos was about other countries' money.
Yes.
And it was and then I have a whole bunch of money too. And so I was
Oh,
going to
okay.
show you a couple that I have. So first of all, if you haven't seen Kyle's video, you should go. He's got all kinds of different money from different countries. And it was fascinating to kind of watch that and to see how his comments on it. So this is Cambodian money. Oh, where's the camera? Okay, so this is
Oh,
Cambodian.
wow.
And it has like a politician or whatever on the front. But what I love is it has like
Yeah.
the temples on the back.
That's
And then
nice. I like that.
there's another one, once again, with a politician, but it has this like dragon ship on the back.
That's
which
pretty
is really
cool looking. Yeah, I like that.
But my favorite is Fiji. And this is Fiji. It's got a parrot on the front, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And then you probably can't see it, but this is a $2 coin, and it also has a parrot. So birds.
I like the animals on the currency. I think that's a nice reflection of the nature, because no matter what changes in terms of people, the animals will still be the same iconic animals of that place. So yeah, I like all that kind of foreign currency, and just to see how how it all looks in different places.
Do you have a favorite road trip that sticks out in your head? You said you did like 20 cross country road trips through in the past century. Is there one that sticks out? Like, man, that one was just a blast.
I mean, they've all been good. I've been fortunate enough to where none of them have been a disaster with anything really bad happening. But I think the best ones have been the ones with my wife. I do a lot of solo tripping because people don't have as much free time as I do. But the ones I get to go with my wife are really nice. And those have involved national parks and camping. So I do love visiting cities and towns and walking along the beach and stuff. But I like to get back in the woods and go camping and hiking. So the ones where we visited national parks, especially the Four Corners area, the five Utah national parks, Grand Canyon, and that area was just a really, really great trip.
What are some YouTube channels or some of your favorite channels you like to watch? Is there anything that anytime it pops up, you're like, man, I'm pretty much watching that channel almost every time?
Yeah, actually, a lot of what I watch the most are channels not in the genre, but within the genre, I like Road Guy Rob. He does a lot of stuff with road construction and traffic movement in cities. I like a lot of the urban planning channels, the ones that talk about transit and neighborhoods. What else? I like some of the I don't remember the name of it, but it's very wildlife oriented, talking about a lot of animal stuff. I like animals. So, but yeah, that's a lot of what I do. Animals and cars. A lot of my videos are a lot of the ones I watch about cars.
Definitely a huge fan. I just your videos are very straightforward. There's it's you coming on and here we go right into the video, and I really like that. I think a lot of people like just getting into the videos, and there's not a lot of fluff, and it's just, I think that's great. You were talking about you always say from a nerdy perspective, and a lot of us can relate to that. So appreciate all your hard work on the
cool.
on the
Thanks
videos.
a lot. I appreciate you, and I'm glad to be on here. And if you ever make it to East Tennessee, there are some pretty cool ghost towns that were buried under Tennessee River when they flooded it. So
absolutely, I did a couple Tennessee videos, and they were pretty well received over Christmas. So I definitely have to get out to Tennessee again, and we'll try to connect.
All right, cool, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks a lot to Kyle from Geography King. You can watch the entire 23-minute video. There's a link in the description. We had a terrific conversation, and he was really gracious with his time. I appreciate it. Make sure to follow his channel, follow him on Instagram, and he just did a video about Cincinnati, near where I grew up. I grew up just outside of Cincinnati, so he did like a profile of the city, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, check out his channel, subscribe to his channel, and you'll definitely be entertained. Last time I shared some large YouTube channels that I follow and watch, and so here are some that are a little smaller compared to those, maybe in the size of my channel or a little bigger, a little smaller, something like that. So yeah, here's some more interesting YouTube channels you might want to check out. Keeping with the geography and history theme, History on Maps is a pretty interesting YouTube channel. Desert Drifter is another one that is pretty obvious with what its name of where this guy ends up exploring some really interesting places. Window Seat is one they go all around the world and they give different tips on traveling different places. Below the Plains is a channel that they always are seeking out things that are underground, and so it's kind of a unique channel that you don't see very much of. There's a couple of ladies here. Catherine Gregory is one that has some good videos, and Molly Dixon, she's from Australia, so those are a couple good channels to watch. Mileage Mike, he does videos about transportation and geography. I've emailed with him before. I'm trying to get him on the show. Sightseeing Sally, she was just here not too far from me in Kansas recently doing some videos, and she's pretty interesting to watch. Working for the Wild is a couple of friends of mine, Cole and Rachel, and they do a lot of stuff with camping and travel, and they're just a couple of friends of mine, so I always gotta show them some love. Ghost Towns and More is a small channel that's pretty much what they focus on, ghost towns, so I love that. And then the Oregon California Trails Association has some real interesting videos, from a very kind of historical perspective about both those trails. How about some more viewer comments? Last time we had some interesting ones, and there weren't a lot of negative ones in the past month. I don't know if I scared people away with the last time we did a little analysis of a negative comment, but so here's the first one. We have 2 comments. We'll start with the one that's, I guess, the least positive, and so this is from Leland Doggle 9523, and this was about a video I just put up about Route 66 in Kansas. There is so much more to see in this area. Come back and dig deeper. Now that's not really a negative. That's not like a negative comment. Actually, kind of welcoming me back to dig deeper. But I get comments like that a lot, and I always think like, what is there? What else is there? Somebody send me a link, or somebody tell me what else is there. Because I have, like I said in the interview with Kyle, I'm more of a fan of history. Definitely not an expert. Don't claim to be an expert. My expertise comes in helping people learn how to run fast. That's been my career for over 25 years. And so, yeah, if there is something you think I should see, put it in the comments, and the next time I'll know where to go. Next comment, and this is from a frequent commenter that has a good sense of humor. So this is from Sandy Williams 238. Dear Diary, I was hoping my fave coach would get some Burma shave for himself, but I don't know if he did or not. I'll keep my fingers crossed. And she's referring to, there's a part I went on this Route 66 video where they have this old Burma shave signs. If you know about Route 66, they're all around that route, and it was an old advertisement, and it's for obviously shaving cream. And the joke, there's been many people talk about, like, I probably need to shave better or have a little, I don't know, have a little neater look on my face. And I can't disagree with that. But yeah, it is what it is. But more so than having unruly facial hair, right now, my issue mostly at this time of the year in April, when I'm outside every day coaching in the sun, and I'm wearing a hat, and I'm usually wearing sunglasses, is track tan lines. And that's usually pretty hilarious. Doesn't look so bad like this, except obviously my head is pretty white. But yeah, it's a problem, and it'll be a problem on this channel for months to come probably. If you've been watching this channel, you know I've been releasing a lot of videos kind of in southeast Kansas and a little bit of northern Oklahoma. And with my schedule as a coach here at Wichita State, hard for me to get out on the road and get very far right now. And so there's more videos coming up in the Kansas area. I'm gonna explore a little bit around the southern kind of border with Kansas and Oklahoma in the next week or so. And maybe even some stuff in Wichita coming up in the next month. So hopefully if you're interested in stuff like that, that you'll be closely staying tuned on the channel. Once again, I really appreciate everybody that's been supportive and helping out. A new thing we mentioned in the interview with Kyle, if you watched the whole interview, was there's a thanks button now. That's new. If you want to donate to the channel, definitely not out here trying to ask for people to send money, but if you really appreciate what's going on, you can do that. There's a merchandise store. And sign up for my newsletter. I just sent out a new newsletter this past week, and I get a lot of interaction, a lot of questions, and I answer a lot of questions in that newsletter. So all that stuff is in the description of the video. Once again, I really appreciate everybody spending a little bit of time here. Once again, we'll do this maybe once a month for the time being, and see if we can get some other more larger YouTubers come in and give us a little bit of insight, and that was great to hang out with Kyle from Geography King this week.
I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman.